Hello, it is me, Pearl from Pearl in the Prayers, and this is Tuned in Tarot. And we are here to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy inside of self, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our external environment, in our interactions with others. And if we want to see change, we do need to shift and change the energy within us. It's pretty straightforward. Hopefully you get the insight you need about what's going on inside of you. It's 1:22 on the clock when I'm saying this, and it says 21122 on my computer right now. And there's two people in the room over here. So I am also broadcasting live to TikTok if you're wanting free readings. I'm not doing free readings today, but I will be doing them with Luna on Saturday this week around 11 a.m. We usually do the first hour of free readings, and then we'll do a collective reading. So if you're interested in that, that is the time to get free readings. Otherwise, you can receive the free collective energy that I'm about to tune into. And after this collective reading, if you would like a paid reading, we will be doing that. It's pay what you want, which is a pretty great deal. And I will basically choose a certain number of cards based on your donation. So I'll consider it an energy exchange. Alrighty, let's start. What is divine feminine thinking, saying, and doing? Masculine thinking, saying, and doing reading today for Friday's love reading. We're starting with the overall energy for the feminine right now, which is the Seven of Wands. I've seen this card a number of times today from various decks, so it's an energy that is lingering. And the Seven of Wands is about standing your ground, holding on to your desire, fighting off any ideas that are trying to keep you from having what you desire. It can be about being on the defensive, having your guard up, or bringing it down or lowering it, depending on the feeling of the card right now. I get the sense that divine feminine has something she wants very much, and she's holding on to it, and she's trying to fight off all of the ideas that are going to prevent her from actually achieving what it is she desires in this connection. And I do get a sense that she's probably on guard. She's being careful. She's not trying to give too much to the masculine energy, because she doesn't want to end up in a situation of imbalance again. So she's got healthy boundaries up, I think, and maybe is hedging a little bit into them being a bit unhealthy, a bit defensive. Hi, Luna. We're doing the collective reading right now, followed by pay what you want readings, in case you're curious. And I hope you're having a good day at work today. So I do see her just being on guard, just being careful right now. That's her overall energy. Masculine's overall energy, the Chariot in reverse. So pulling back on the reins because he feels a lot of chaos or a lack of control, or he feels like things are moving forward and he can't get into that chariot. It's like he knows that things should progress forward, but there are things in his life that are holding him back, like chaotic elements in his life that are truly holding him back. So he is feeling like he can't get things to go in the direction that he wants them to go in. It's a frustrated feeling I'm getting. Underlying the energy for the divine feminine is this hermit energy. This is an energy that has plagued the collective. It is being alone, being on your own, not really feeling like you can go out into the world and do things. And even if you are going out into the world and doing things, you're still kind of withdrawn. You have this internal dialogue going on. You have this whole internal process happening. And I'm getting a feeling of exhaustion from this energy. I'm hearing her just be like, it's enough. It's fucking enough. To be constantly alone and constantly having to go within. I'm fucking over it. Definitely feeling that sensation coming from her. Divine masculine, the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So rejection wounds surfacing. This might be why the reins have been pulled back for him. He wants to give something material. He's afraid of how the feminine is going to take it, or he's withholding it. This is him withholding moving forward by not giving that material gesture that we keep seeing in the collective is needed to move things forward. I so confused how you would expect things to progress if you don't give anything towards the progression. It's a very odd feeling. It's not logical, which is not really like masculine energy to be so illogical. But there it is, holding the reins, holding the pentacle, not giving it, afraid of being rejected, and then setting himself up for rejection, because the longer he leaves this feminine alone and doesn't actually try to engage with her, the more defensive she gets, the more frustrated, the less she trusts whatever he's offering. It's just like this self-fulfilling prophecy. And frankly, I'm fucking over it. So that's definitely, I'm in my feminine energy today, just being like, wow, fuck you for continuing to dangle a carrot and then withhold it. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any logical sense. It's like you're not even using your masculine energy. It's like you're just ignoring your fucking brain, which if it was logical wouldn't do something so dumb. Like literally the feminine is so fucking over it today. I get it. I get it. And I'm mad at myself. It's myself that's being like, why are you doing that? Why are you withholding your gifts? Why are you withholding your talents? Why do you feel you're going to be rejected? Why don't you just invest? Like, definitely, definitely difficult energy right now for the emotional side of self. What is the feminine energy thinking about the masculine energy? I'm scared to look, but let's see. Says I'm scared to look, pulls the devil energy. Love that. Okay. Um, what is she thinking about the masculine? You're the devil. You are just somebody who is an expert in temptation. You're really just feeling like somebody who's just obsessed with me, or obsessed with the idea or the fantasy of a connection, but not really willing to face whatever fears are keeping you from actually connecting. Look at the separation. I've never really honed in on the separation between these two, facing apart from one another, looking away, and this stretched feeling like everything is pulled or stretched. There's just a really not a good feeling of unity in this card, which makes sense because it's like the polar opposite of the lovers card. And instead of being bound to one another, they're bound to their ego and the fears and thoughts and ideas they're having. um there's even like this thinking, like, is the divine masculine like literally evil? Like, is this person doing this on purpose just to tantalize me endlessly? Like, so this can be also some people who have, you kind of move into that phase where you're like, is this a narcissist sort of a thing? And thinking like, do they just bear me ill will or have ill intent? um like, what the fuck is this person thinking? I don't Divine feminine is just at a complete loss right now for this. She just thinks the masculine is the fucking devil. What does the masculine think about the feminine? The Four of Cups. She's gonna reject me. I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. It's just so dumb to be like, I'm never going to talk to this person forever and ever and ever because she might reject me, which then creates a scenario where she feels like you're the devil because you're never ever doing anything except obsessively watching her. And that makes her want to reject you because she thinks that you're evil, because she thinks that you're doing this in a malicious way at this point because it's gone on for so long and it doesn't make any sense. So, way to fulfill the prophecy of the situation that's here. He thinks a lot about the feminine. He fantasizes about giving her this offer. He worries about it being rejected. He's thinking about missed opportunities. It's just it's fucking exhausting. I just literally can't anymore. I want a new job. Like, I want that job that the AI robot like killed itself, like did you see that where there's like an AI robot and it was like supposed to just put boxes on a conveyor belt and deactivated itself rather than do something so pointless? Right now, I would be thankful for a job like that than read this freaking senseless bullshit. Okay, what is divine feminine actually saying to the masculine right now? We've got the 2 of cups. She's saying, "Let's talk, let's meet up, let's get together and discuss the relationship that you fucking say that you want. You're the one. You're the one. Like, I wouldn't even be thinking about you if you weren't like, I love you and I want a relationship with you and you're amazing and you're the best. Okay, great. Then let's have it. If you weren't fucking saying any of that shit, if you weren't floating any of these ideas, then I probably wouldn't be thinking about you, buddy. So let's fucking talk about it." She's so fed up right now. She's just saying, like, if you want a relationship, then bring your cup to me instead of just reaching for my cup to try to get what you need from it and fucking ignoring your own and not bringing it to me. Like, it's just the most ridiculous thing. She's heated. Sorry, everybody. Divine masculine, what is he saying to the feminine? Death in reverse. I don't want this to be over. I don't want it to end. You don't want this constant, like, never talking to me stuff to end? Okay, great. That's awesome. Cool. Well, guess what? It's going to end because at some point, the feminine energy will connect with a masculine energy that is able to communicate. That's going to happen. This is just not this endless timeline where this never happens. It might feel like it, feels like it to the feminine. That's why she's frustrated. But at some point, there will be a masculine energy with the actual physical balls, whether like biological or otherwise, that will step up and fucking say something to her. So either you do it or someone else does it. So yeah, he's saying like, "Oh, I don't want this to end. I don't want this to be over." Then don't let it end, buddy. Like, I don't know, fucking do something then. Transform. Like, stop resisting transforming the way things are. Why do you want to keep things the way they are when the feminine is so unhappy, so uncomfortable, so in so much pain and suffering so much? Why do you want to keep it that way? That's weird. I get why divine feminine thinks that you're in the devil energy, because if you just want to keep her in this painful place while you fucking get your jollies off by like watching her social media and fantasizing about it, that's fucked up. That's not loving. That's selfish. And she's like, "I'm over that." What is divine feminine actually doing? She's brilliantly filling her own cup. She's like, "Well, I have one cup. I'm not pouring into yours anymore. I'm pouring exclusively into my cup. And whoever's uh, got like enough moxie to be on the receiving end of it, that's who's going to get the overflow. But if you're not here, you're not getting it. I'm not giving you this cup. It's mine. I'm keeping it and I'm filling it up with all the self-love that I can possibly muster, and I'm sharing it with the people who are in my vicinity. Are you in my vicinity? You're not? Then you don't get it. You don't get any of the cup. Does it feel like a rejection? It should. I reject anybody who can't bring their full cup to share with me. If you don't have a full cup and you can't bring it to me in the 2 of cups energy, then I will focus on my own. That's what I'm doing right now. But I'm also telling you that I do have love for you. I hold it here in the cup, ready for you when you show up with your cup. Like, then you can have some of it, but you have to fucking be there to catch it. I'm not just going to pour it all out for you anymore endlessly. It's ridiculous at this point. What is the divine masculine doing? I'm not even going to read this fucking card, because this card is literally about taking yourself away out of a situation and suspending yourself so that you can get a better look at things. What perspective do you need? How have you not achieved perspective? And I'm, in this energy of definitely of the feminine that's really annoyed, but it's also this annoyance with myself too. It's like, how much longer can you look at your industry before you fucking do something? How much longer can you analyze your fucking mixes before you release your fucking EP? How much longer do you need to suspend yourself from actually living your life? What are you afraid of? Self? What are you afraid of? It's not just anger towards a person, it's literally the feminine side of self being fed up with the ego, the brain, keeping her whole self from showing up and doing the things she loves in the world. So it's these readings are not just about people, two different people. It's really about your own internal struggle. If you're frustrated with somebody, you've got to look at where in yourself you're having the same kinds of issues and how that person is showing you what you're doing. Oh, it's maddening. Okay, and what is the advice for the divine feminine to bring harmony to what she is thinking, saying, and doing? The moon. Okay, so the moon is, first of all, we just had new moon energy. So this is that time of setting intentions, and you're still within the energy of the new moon cycle to be able to think about your intentions for the rest of this month. Okay, so there's just that message here. Think about what your intentions are. What do you really desire? What deep feelings are you still keeping buried? What are you still afraid to feel? Because I do think there is a fear of really feeling your emotions coming up from this card. It's also about dreams and fantasies. So looking at I'm having a lot of dreams lately. What are your dreams saying? What messages are they bringing to you? Look at those messages, pull them apart, find the places your guides, your spirit guides, hey Mason, are trying to tell you things that you need to know about your subconscious, about your limiting beliefs. Look at them, because these are the keys to being able to work with masculine energy instead of against masculine energy. Divine masculine, what is your advice to create more harmony between what you're thinking, saying, and doing? We have the 9 of Swords. This is interesting. It's both of them have fear and anxiety. This is both, it's that mirror. This is even looking like a big moon to me. It's the mirrored energy of fear and anxiety that is plaguing the two. One part of self fears, the other part of self will never actually do what she deeply desires. The other part of self is afraid that they will leave that feminine energy in that nightmarish state of not actually having done what that feminine energy has asked for them to do. So it's like you're afraid that you won't do what you dream of. And you're afraid that you are going to keep doing that you're going to keep being afraid of doing what you dream. And so the person that you're focused on is afraid to talk to you because you're afraid to talk to the emotional side of yourself, to express the emotional side of yourself, to do what it is that you're dreaming of. You're afraid. You're afraid you're not going to be able to survive in some way, because the devil energy and the ego energy is only ever about protecting yourself. So you're just afraid, both of you. You need to soothe these fears and anxieties. You need to feel safe and protected. I can feel this energy of like calming the Sturmdrang, which I used yesterday. There's no other, that's the best German phrase in the world. It's like storm and drama, kind of like all of that broiling emotion and feelings that are just there below the surface, but not really felt. I was sitting on the deck today while I was hanging out outside for a little bit because the sun is out and it's starting to get warm today. And I was like, how do I feel my feelings? Like I was feeling emotion. I was feeling like crying, but I was like, what am I even feeling? How do I feel feelings? Like I've intellectualized them for so long. I talk about them to people, but do I feel them? And like, what is it that I'm feeling? And can I feel my feelings and still feel safe? Or do I feel that my feelings are going to overwhelm me to the point where I can't function? Like, where's the line? I'm hearing the Bjork song, Where's the line now, where she's like, where is the line with you? Where is the line? Oh, it's a good song. Strange album. Good song though. Okay. What is the happiness potential between these two, between the masculine and feminine? What is the happiness potential? We have the Magician and the Eight of Wands. The happiness potential in this relationship is dependent upon feeling empowered, going with the flow, manifesting, which means thinking, because when you're thinking, you're manifesting. That's just it. When you're thinking and feeling, that is the manifestation work that you're doing. So, thinking and feeling that you are open to communication, receiving or giving communication, or both. You have to be in this mindset of being empowered to speak your truth, to communicate your truth, and to go with the flow instead of resisting it. There's a lot of resistance that is happening for the both of them right now. Stop resisting and go with the flow. And if you look at how the energy is like, for the feminine, there's this like, no, I don't want to get hurt again. Please do not hurt me again. To the masculine, it's like, whoa, I don't want to hurt this person. I don't want to hurt myself. I don't want to get hurt. There's resistance in both of these cards. Pushing on the one hand and pulling on the other hand. And that is also conveyed in this picture, in this devil imagery here. Pushing away from each other and this pulling sensation that's not bringing you closer together. It's driving you further apart. So you have to release your resistance, whatever your resistance looks like, whatever feels like you're resisting doing it or resisting feeling it. Let it flow. Like, let it flow. Let that power flow through you. That's the advice that's here. It's beautiful advice. Let's give you some healing oracles. And we're going to go one at a time here, like we do for this reading. I'm just going to move this stuff out of the way. Okay. So, divine feminine. This is what you would say to the masculine. This is sandpiper spirit. It's number 51. I'm getting a light, playful energy that comes from the sandpiper spirit. It's kind of a silly fool energy. Sandpipers are like cute little clowns poking their beaks into the sand before darting off to chase the waves. My appearance is a sign that now is a time to engage your playfulness, divine masculine. Whatever tasks you have before you, perform them with the lightness of being. Explore the familiar, discovering the new in the old. Who knows what treasures await you when you let yourself laugh and have fun? My happy and curious nature can help you to feel rejuvenated as you remember your ability to run and fly and dance playfully. It's become so serious. It used to be something that was so joyful for me and so fun, and now my situation with my person is just painfully serious. Like, I don't laugh. I don't have like a light feeling. I don't get excited. I literally just look at it as like it's a fucking funeral dirge. Like, Mozart's Requiem is playing when I think about just foreboding and intense and dark and like heavy, burdensome. That's not why I got into it, right? That's not what attracted me to my person or what attracted me to the connection with my person. When I first became interested in my person, it seemed like a ridiculous play. Like, it didn't seem real. It was fun. It was exciting. It was silly. It had like soap opera elements. It was entertaining. It was like, it was, and not that your whole life is supposed to be like that, but if there's none of that left, like, it's not very motivating to keep pursuing it. Like, Anytime I go to like look at my person's stuff, I just feel this heavy energy. I look at it for a few seconds and then I just swipe away. Just like, ugh, I can't. It's just I don't want to feel that way. I just want to like chat and be playful, and I'm a sarcastic person. I like live in this place of finding the humor in everything and the lightness in everything and taking really heavy stuff and being able to like, be playful with it and get people to smile and laugh and realize it's not that serious and there's good things that happen. And like, that's literally my nature. So for my own relationship to just feel like this big, heavy piece of lead, I'm just like, ugh, I can't even. Bleh. So yeah, divine feminine is like, divine masculine, we fucking lighten up here. Like, are you having a good time? I'm not fucking having a good time. That electric eel spirit comes out, which is like one of the only cards in the deck that I can't read without laughing that somebody was like, you know what spirit we need to represent electric eel spirit? Because everyone's thinking about that spirit right now. I can't with that one. Oh my god. Okay, so that's the universe like giving me like, here you go. Here's something funny to laugh about. Okay, electric eel spirit. This just always makes me feel like my job is so ridiculous sometimes when I'm like, what did you do today? Well, I read for the collective. Brought in these really important messages. Right now, electric eel spirit is like so important. Okay, I can't. Okay, so this is what the masculine would say. Seemingly out of nowhere, the jolt of my spirit appears to awaken you to a big idea that you are meant to explore. Epiphanies and aha moments are gifted to us right now, so celebrate. Our life has the potential for profound transformation. Inspiration arises in us, electrifying us so that can't wait to get started bringing our ideas to life. The revelations we experience now are meant to set us on a new path, so we cannot be afraid to act. We must explore, examine, and not fear the changes that may come. For Spirit wants us to shower each other with love, success, and abundance that we've been hoping to experience. Now is a thrilling time of epiphanies, inspired ideas, and innovation. This is a wondrous sign for you today. So, we literally got divine feminine saying like, let's lighten up, and then we have this light coming in from this electric eel spirit, which is powerful. So the masculine is kind of responding to that energy of like, you're right, we need to approach this from in a new way. We need to bring light into the situation. We need to like bring this back to life, like jolt it back to life, like a freaking EKG to the heart, you know what I mean? Is that what it is? EKG, or is that just when you measure it? What's the thing where you like zap the heart when the heart is not working? I can't think what that's called. It's that. That's what it is. Okay. Divine feminine. So we have intuition coming out for you, and unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection, and attraction. Countering this feeling that you're not going to have this, because I feel like this divine feeling is like, am I ever going to have love, like real love, like physical love? Like my person loves me from afar. Great, cool, awesome. Like it is like the way that my person shows love for me. It's cool. It is. It's like bombastic, like extraordinary things that I'm always like, wow, I can't believe this person went to these lengths to like make sure I knew this. But then at the same time, it's like, but it's not anything I can really use, right? It's just like all it does is that devil card. It's like makes it impossible for me to think, oh, anyone else is going to be able to give me that kind of, showmanship of their feelings. And yet, a simple, hey, how are you is all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for you to go to this grand hoo-ha of productions. Like, I don't fucking care about that at all. I literally want you to be like, hey, how are you today? To check in, to text me little things like all day. That's what I want. I don't want all the other stuff. Like, if you do the other stuff, I'm like, wow, cool. If you don't, I'm like, okay, as long as we're chatting, I could give a fuck, right? Um, so there's this feeling of like that love not ever actually being here. And divine feminine, in order to overcome that fear, you really do have to trust your intuition, because you know that what you desire is already present. And as long as you trust in your intuition and believe that it's there, it shows up for you. It's when you doubt, when you give into fear, that you end up experiencing what you're fearing. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy to change your mindset. Um but it is as easy as feeling. So if you're like, I'm going to be alone forever, and you start to die inside, that's a clear indication that that's not true. Because when you feel bad, what you're looking at is what your ego is telling you, not what your truth is. Your truth doesn't make you feel bad. Your ego makes you feel bad. So you have to trust that if you feel badly when you think something is going to happen, it's not true for you. Like, that's not really what is your truth. That's why you feel so far away from what you've actually desired or asked for. Divine Masculine, you are dealing with, we have the Sweetness card here and the Golden Mirror, self absorbed narcissist, one sided relationship, and love bombing. You can be sweet as fuck, but if you have nothing behind it, you're just an empty calorie, right? You're just candy at this point. Addictive, momentarily satisfying, no actual nourishment. And it becomes love bombing. It's selfish. It's only actually accomplishing your ego's desire, which is to have someone focus on you. It doesn't have any um, substance behind it. So it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to the feminine, and it doesn't feel good to you. If you wonder why you feel like shit all the time, it is not because you're a shitty person and you suck and nobody loves you. It's because you think that's true and you think all you have to offer is this, like, these grandiose gestures that really don't have a whole lot of meaning, because all they're meant to do is keep somebody focused on you so that you don't feel bad about yourself. And that has got to shift and change. You have to be sweet because you are really believing that the person that you are focused on deserves sweetness, and so do you, not because you think it's going to keep them addicted to you. Maybe it does, but as far as I know, people who have addictions are extremely unhappy, like extremely depressed. They feel an emptiness and a void inside. And if you just want the feminine to be addicted to you so that you don't feel bad about yourself, you're literally just feeding that addiction cycle for her and for yourself, because you're also addicted to the attention, but afraid of the follow through. Okay. We have the Milk and Honey card coming out for Divine Feminine, the protection message right now. It is number 51. And this card is saying, a nameless unease compels you to turn to pleasure and comfort as a means to escape what's really going on. It works in the moment, but only fleetingly before the feelings return and you need to re-up until you're exhausted, feeling worse than before. You may continue struggling, or you may see the light and choose to surrender to spirit. Now is the time for practicing extreme self-care. If you can, do so before you engage in behaviors you'll regret later. You are so loved, so cared for. Feel love and compassion for yourself. Turn your troubles over to the divine for healing. That's all that counts right now. Now, this addiction cycle only works, Divine Feminine. This whole love bombing, like narcissistic mirror thing, only works if you are constantly going back for a hit. If you are not constantly going back for the dopamine hit, then this cycle can't continue. Which means that while you may be frustrated that the divine masculine isn't giving you anything except for licks of the lollipop right now, then you are involved. You're involved collaborating with the masculine by going and looking for it. If you stop doing that, he can't give you those things. He can't give you the drug if you don't keep showing up for it. There's no way. And I know it's so hard because First of all, it's an addiction. It's very hard to stop doing something that you're addicted to doing. But I promise you that if you stop doing that, if you stop going and looking for those shallow dopamine hits of like, oh, he loves me. There's another sign that he loves me. There's another sign that he loves me. Except there's nothing tangible. There's nothing real. He can fucking post on Instagram or TikTok or whatever social media until he's blue in the face. None of those things equates to the relationship that you desire. So why are you allowing it to satisfy you, or actually to dissatisfy you? Because you go there seeking satisfaction and you come away dissatisfied. The only way to stop the cycle, it's not for the divine masculine to suddenly stop giving you the supply. It's for you to no longer demand it. Demand that this person show up in reality with some kind of a phone call or a text message or an in-person meeting. And if they cannot give you that, if they cannot bring you that, do not pay attention to them. That's literally the only way you can stop this addiction. It would be nice if the masculine would stop doing it, but he's addicted to your response. So one of you has to stop. One of you has to stop. And if you're not seeking that supply, he can't provide it. That's one of the best ways to do it. So stop doing that. Stop doing it. It's so hard. I'm right there with you. I am absolutely right there with you. Divine masculine, you are getting a protection message about community. It is the number 8 card. And this says, beware of compromising your integrity in order to belong. How do you dim your light or change yourself so others will accept you in the group? Do you hide who you really are in order to play a role within the larger whole? This will never fulfill you. Now is a time to assess your willingness to be real. Stand tall. Be you. Authenticity is true self-expression and the only way to empower yourself. Don't be afraid to be yourself and step into the role your heart tells you to take. Making yourself small bears too high a cost. Oh my God, with these messages today. Wow. So even in the context of my relationship, hi Katie. I haven't been doing as many lives. This is like my first YouTube live in a minute. So that's why you haven't been catching me. I have been focused more on putting out the YouTube readings and kind of just conserving my energy because I've been having some health issues and really needing to rest a lot, having a lot of fatigue, having depression. It's not been fun. So that's why you haven't seen me a lot lately, which is frustrating because I also do need financial support. And if I am not able to make it to lives, it does affect the financial support I can receive. So it's kind of this vicious cycle right now, and I'm working on it. So hopefully you'll see more of me. But as far as that community goes, that community card goes, if you look at this messaging, not just as between two people, although I can see how it definitely, reflects my relationship with my person. If I just reflect on my own keeping myself small, when I am Pearl from Pearl in the prayers, and all you know me for is my divine masculine readings, there's an issue, right? You should know me for the music that I create just as much as you know me for telling you what your person is thinking at any given moment. And I'm finding it so difficult to just put myself out there and like release my EP and do the things I need to do, keeping myself small, feeling like not necessarily that, I guess it is that I won't be accepted, that like my music won't be, people won't listen to it. They won't hear it. That'll be released into a void is something I'm always afraid of. So not letting that fear dictate my behaviors and just showing up anyway, and knowing that the right people who need to hear those messages are going to find them, and no one's going to hear it if I don't put it out. Right. So Divine Feminine, your self-care card, number 44. And it's one that always kind of gets my goat because I'm like, I want another person to experience this card, but this is the sex card. This says, I am experiencing the cosmic orgasm. And the journal prompt is, what kind of sexual experience would you like to call into your life? So there is a need for you right now to maybe face some fear of intimacy. Hi, Gina. Good to see you. So I really do think there needs to be a moment where you address some fears of physical intimacy. That's probably something that is dwelling within you. I'm going to read the whole card for you today. It says, there is a deep well of joy, bliss, and healing available to us through sex when it is treated as a sacred experience of divine union. To achieve the deepest states of pleasure and connection, we must have an open heart and body, trust, and be able to hold the frequency of pure presence. Tune into your body's innate wisdom to uncover what kind of sexual experience or lover you would like to call in. Through this reflection, acknowledge your sexual history and be honest with yourself about any limiting beliefs, blocks, or trauma you need to work through. If there is a lot to unpack here, you may need to seek the support of a professional. As you grow comfortable exploring your own body and your lover's body, as well as expressing your unique essence, desires, and emotions, you will find additional layers of pleasure. Sex is one of the most incredible ways to cultivate your potent life force energy, also known as Kundalini or Shakti, which you can channel into all areas of your life. That's also the divine feminine, the Shiva and Shakti balance inside of self. Divine masculine self-care today is aromatherapy. So this is very sensory for both of you, actually. The mantra is, I am in touch with all my senses and find bliss in exploring them. The journal prompt is, what is your favorite scent from childhood and what does it remind you of? So this might be a little bit of inner child healing that needs to happen for the divine masculine. The whole card says aromatherapy is a powerful tool to connect with plants, flowers, herbs, and the environment around you. Take time today to notice what you smell. Pay close attention to how different scents make you feel and what memories they trigger. Try going for a walk in nature and breathe in the fragrance of the plants, trees, and air. Tune in deeper with your sense of smell. You can create a simple daily aromatherapy ritual by anointing yourself with your favorite essential oil blend. Apply the oil to the inside of your wrists, both sides of your throat, and the back of your neck. Your body will then act as a personal aromatherapy diffuser to disperse the scent of the oil for your enjoyment and pleasure of those around you. You can go one step further by setting up an aromatherapy diffuser near your bedside or in your office. Use calming and relaxing essential oils like chamomile and lavender to help you get into the right mental state for sleep. For brain stimulation, explore essential oils like peppermint and rosemary to keep your mind sharp at work. So, tapping into the senses, bringing a sense of calm, peace, or even an activating energy is important for the masculine right now. My aromatherapy of choice, which is back in stock, everybody, Luna's October Winds scent, which the creative goddess here on TikTok and Lady Luna is her name. We read together on Saturdays, and she makes incredible room sprays and candle melts and things that smell so good. It literally is my aromatherapy. So that's what my aromatherapy of choice, to put a shameless plug in there for you, Luna. But thank you, everybody, for being here for Friday's love reading. I hope that these messages helped you. Thank you for your beautiful real readings. I truly enjoy them. Oh, thank you. You can hear my music, Pearl and the Prayers, if you're interested. If you click the links in my bio, you'll see you can listen to my track that I released in 2021. I have 3 more tracks and a remix of the current track that I released that are coming out as an EP. And I literally just have one thing. And you know what? I'm going to do it today. I'm going to do the one thing I need to do today. That is the only thing that I'm going to make myself do for the rest of the day. That's just my only goal today, is to finish that one thing. All I have to do is give my mixer timestamps, because there is this sound in one of my mixes that I really love, and I modeled it after a song by the band. I think the song is called Levo. I'm trying to think who the band is right now, but if you like the Young Pope show that was on HBO a few years back, with Jude Law in it. And as a lapsed Catholic, it really got me going. It was so hot to see Jude Law in the role of a pope. I'm sorry, I can't. But the soundtrack to that was really good. And there's this one electronic song that was like so good, Chef's Kiss. And it had this like tone in it, and it would like organically like come up in volume and then go down and then come up. It was perfect. And I emulated this and put it in one of my tracks. But for some reason my mix engineer is not getting that I need it to like be quiet in the beginning and then come up a little bit. He wants timestamps. I'm like, okay, so I have to do this one thing. If I do this one thing, my album will be ready for mastering. And then, of course, I have to pay for mastering. So if you want to help me pay for mastering, please book a reading today. Send a monetary donation. I also have just put out a PDF of the Upon Awakening Tarot and Oracle spread that I created, which is meant to be used on a daily basis during your spiritual journey, whether twin flame or otherwise. So if you're interested in adding that to your practice, it's only $11 and you can click the link in my profile. You will see it there. It's the tunedintarot.com link that has that spread for purchase. But there's so many ways to support me. If even half of my followers were members on my site, I wouldn't have to beg. I would be all good. We'd be Gucci over here. It's only $5.55 a month. If you can support me in that way, there is additional content on my site for members. I do offer discounts to members, especially when there's big events, etc. So if you want to be a part of that, if you want to support my channel, it's one of the best ways to do it. And some of you already do. I get payments that come in all the time from people who have been donating small amounts for the last like 2 years. And it's so helpful. It adds up, it pays for a subscription. It pays for a tank of gas when I go to travel to pick up my son. So those of you who do that, I thank you so much. I have so much appreciation for you. And the more of you that continue to become members and support my channel, the less issues I'm going to have in my life. It's going to be great. So please help me in any way that you can. Also, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube, sharing it and commenting. I do offer, if you comment a question on a YouTube video, any of my YouTube videos, this one, any of the ones I've done in the past, if you leave me a question that you want answered, I will pull one card for you and respond as a reply to your comment. I check them. I try to check them at least once a week to see if anybody has left me a question. It's good because it helps with engagement on my YouTube channel, and it's a chance for you to get a little free card pull if you're interested. So always know that that is available to you. There's like the only time that I will limit that is if they get to be too many questions and I can't possibly answer them all. But as long as it's manageable, I will just kind of continue doing that open-ended. So if you're having a bad day and you need a question answered, pop it into a comment on one of my videos and I will do my best to get to it. And the more comments I get, the more likely I am to check that regularly. So if I don't answer it right away, just know it's because I have I check it only like once a week. For some reason, YouTube doesn't tell you when you get a new comment. I don't know. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. If you want a personal reading right now, you can hop over to my Tuned In Tarot TikTok channel. I'm going to close down here the YouTube reading, but you can still ask me questions over on Tuned In Tarot. It is pay what you want today. You can pay any amount at all, and I will pull cards for you on any question. And otherwise, I will see you tomorrow morning around 11 o'clock with Lady Luna. We will be reading free for people for the first 45 minutes to an hour. And then we do a collective reading usually. It's sometime around, it's like between 11 and 12 that we usually go live. And I'm looking forward to it. We haven't been able to do it in a couple weeks because of different obligations we both had. So it'll be great to be together again for that tomorrow. Otherwise, I shall see you on Monday for the collective. I'm hoping that my energy levels are good enough to get back on that schedule again. And I will try to continue to do Friday lives on YouTube. So I'm doing at least one YouTube live as I possibly can. Massachusetts girl. Oh, you should help me. I need to find housing in Framingham. So like near Framingham, I definitely need help. If you have anybody that has affordable options for me, let me know because I'm supposed to have moved there like 8 months ago. So I haven't been able to find anything affordable. It's literally like trying to move to fucking downtown Los Angeles, except it's fucking Massachusetts. Like I'm like, Come on. Like, what is the deal? I should have stayed in downtown LA at this point. I would have been paying less than I am trying to move into a shitty apartment in Massachusetts. So, I didn't know you were from there. We'll definitely have to chat. You should send me an email at the link in my profile. But thank you, Sierra. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Gina. And Luna, of course, I see Nicole over here. Um, does the membership auto renew? I think it's automatic, Nicole, but you can check. If you go to the website, the members only area, if you can't get in, then you'll know it's not renewed. So that's a way to check if your membership is still good. But thanks, everybody. I will see you soon and take care. Have a best day today.